Hello everyone, this is a personal imaginary friend story from a family member of mine. It's one of my cousins. This is a very unique story because it's something I haven't tried before on this channel and definitely want to get a little more into. It's more unusual, but it's definitely unique. If you guys enjoy the full video, please leave a like and definitely subscribe if you haven't. And please share on social media. I appreciate all your support and look forward to more unique and interesting videos to come. Guys, I hope you enjoy the video. Stay tuned till the end because this is a very unique ending to this story. Bye-bye now. When my cousin was 8 years old, he had an imaginary friend named Bismuth. This imaginary friend would stay with him for a few years to come. So him and Bismuth actually did a lot of things together, a lot of creative and unique things. They'd go to parks, work in the garage with some carpentry sets, they'd play in the backyard with the dogs, just a lot of cool stuff they'd actually do together. And towards the end of the story, you're going to find out something really incredible with Bismuth that actually comes true. You're going to realize that he actually can tell the future. It's actually pretty astonishing. So they're going through this skate park this one day, and it was getting more towards the nighttime. And in this skate park, there's some really incredible ramps. They go down and up, obviously. There's some railings. It was more of an amateur skate park, but it had some more professional elements to it. So they're going to the skate park, they're actually taking their bikes, which is pretty cool because it's kind of a bike and skate park. And my cousin's looking into the sky there with Bismuth, and he's looking up at the stars. He's like, that's incredible, right? He's at that age, you just kind of get to enjoy life and adventures, and you're taking everything in because you've only been here for 8-9 years of your life, and everything still feels so fresh, new, and invigorating, with all these new experiences. And they see something actually flying in the sky pretty quickly past them. And they're just like, what is going on? Because, your imagination when you're younger is quite intense. You can see things you may not actually see. It's actually not there. But he was pretty certain, my cousin was pretty certain that he saw this, and it was a UFO. There was a UFO in the sky, and it was actually pretty unique in its own right, and Bismuth saw it too. So not only did my cousin see it, but his imaginary friend did too, which, you could say, oh, it was just an imaginary friend, but, you might think that's like another second conscious or something. Maybe a potential to see something. It's like a spirit. But it's just more of yourself, more awakened to the actual moment you're living. So they're going through the skate park, and then they keep doing their thing, playing on their bikes and stuff, doing some cool, unique moves and stuff like that. And he looks up again, and he sees it going by. And, this is near Nashville, so it's actually pretty cool because, it's a big city. It's like, how many other people actually saw this thing flying in the sky? You actually have to wonder to yourself, has this been seen by anyone else? And this was in the early 2000s, mind you. So you have to wonder, like, I wonder who else saw this night, this unique experience. So he's just like, anyways, just gonna keep playing my bike. He was a little spooked out at the time, that's for sure. But, he got done there with his imaginary friend, went back to the house, and when he got back there, he put the bike in the garage and, locked everything up for the night. And he actually started playing in the backyard at that point. The dogs came out, 3 little chihuahuas and stuff like that, all barking, going crazy. But it's weird because it's like they knew and they saw this imaginary friend here. It was a very interesting thing. They're like, and my cousin's like, it's weird because these dogs are reacting not only to me, but they're reacting to my imaginary friend, which is unique, right? Because just a little while ago, we saw the UFO in the sky, or UAP, whatever you might actually want to call it, because nowadays you can really call it either of those things, depending on what you see. And the dog seemed to be barking at his imaginary friend. It's like It's like the things from the UFO actually may have portrayed or projected something into his imaginary friend that allowed the ability for animals to see the imaginary friend. That's what's so incredible about this whole experience. So, he's walking through the yard playing and stuff, messing with, he has a little sand area, with his toys and stuff like that, building some little structures in the sand and doing some unique things like that. And, he's starting to think to himself and pondering more so than usual, why are the dogs barking at my imaginary friend? It's like they know he's not there. I really know he's not there, but, it's just kind of nice to have that company. And he's thinking to himself, okay, what's going on here? I just saw a UFO, and now the animals can see my imaginary friend. This is really strange. Something weird is going on here. This doesn't make much sense to me. It's just a really odd experience. It kind of started giving him the chills. It kind of put him off kilter a little bit. Like, okay, what am I going to do next? So he goes in and talks to his dad. He's like, hey, do you see anyone else here? And he gets spooked. He's like, what do you mean you see anyone else here? There better not be anyone on my property. So he comes out with his son, and he sees nothing. But the dogs are still barking in that vicinity. He doesn't really know what to think about it. And he's like, is there someone back there? He starts yelling. His dad starts yelling to see if there's any intruders or something like that. If there's someone actually back in that area. It's a unique thing. It's like, is there really someone back there at this point? So actually he goes back there with his dad, and the dogs follow because then, they're not doing anything else at that time anyway, and they were already out there. So they go back to the area. It's more dark back there. There's a shed to the right with a light on it. But in the back, there's a lot of trees and a fence line. And actually you see some glowing red eyes back there. Is that a link or a correlation to the UFOs he saw that day? We're not really sure, actually. And to this day, he doesn't know what the link was. But as soon as he got close to this entity or being, whatever it might be, mind you, there would be no bears in this area. This is a heavily populated area. And it runs off. You could hear it running. It was like hoofy. It was like there's something escaped the zoo or something. We don't actually know. But now we know what the dogs were barking at. It was actually pretty terrifying at the time for my cousin and my uncle. It's truly a true horror story for them to actually encounter. But, they go back. He's like, son, come inside, enough of this. So they go back inside the house, lock up for the night, leave the lights on outside, just keeping an eye on everything. And my cousin and his imaginary friend go in the room, play some PS2. They're playing games and stuff like that. Obviously, he has a second controller, was actually playing it, right? But it's that experience of having that imaginary friend that also kept him comforted outside in those experiences with the UFO and the creature in the backyard. He's playing the game and just kind of enjoying it, and the pups are next door and stuff like that. And it's just such a relief at this point, having the shades closed and, it's night, getting ready for bed on a nice summer night. And, just trying to forget about everything that happened that day. So for the next couple of years, he had experiences with this imaginary friend, some pretty cool experiences and some unique things. But a few years later, he told his father when he was a teenager, he's like, hey, I had an imaginary friend. His name was Bismuth. That was his name. And his dad, his face dropped. He's like, you have to be kidding me. Because our previous owner of this house, his last name was Bismuth. And it's a very uncommon name. Very uncommon. And to even have a last name like that, mind you, that is absolutely insane. It's like he was playing with the prior owner's ghost this whole time. And, he started thinking, though, were the dogs really originally barking at that creature in the back? Was it there yet? Or is he barking at the imaginary friend, which is actually this guy's spirit? It's like he knew they lived there, so he comforted him, in spirit form to help give him some friend before he actually started getting a lot of friends in high school. It's these types of things you really wonder what's actually happening or what may have happened in these types of experiences. It's just so cool in that way. But I hope you guys liked the video and enjoyed. Definitely stay tuned because I have some more unique, unusual stories coming and some more scary stories. I have a huge library to go through of content and some more family videos. You know, definitely some more cool and wild stories coming too. Some more intense things to come. Again, if you guys enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe, and please share the videos to your friends. You know, if there's some you enjoy more than others, share those. I appreciate all the support, putting a lot of work into these videos, and I'm going to continue to do this for years and years to come. Again, thank you so much. Have a great day, and have a great night wherever you are. Bye now.